Am I the a-hole for telling co-worker to fuck off after she said this is why you're single? I, F32, work as an interpreter. One of my work colleagues, Hannah, F, late 30s, asked me the other day what my plans for the weekend were. I replied that I was going to the woods with my club to shoot some arrows and I had ballet class on Sunday. She was taken aback at that and asked me how many hobbies do you fucking have? Swearing is something she does a lot, so it didn't sound any alarm bells in my head, so I replied that a few. She heard me speak about my classes before when I was asked about evening plans or when I said no to going to a pub after work. Despite my reply, she wouldn't drop it and wanted me to list all the classes I do. So I told her that I took Italian classes, ballet beginners classes, archery, pan flute classes, and swimming. She asked, "What about your volunteering, did you stop that?" I said no, I still do it twice a week. And that's when she said this is why you're single. That surprised me. I've never complained about being single, I'm quite content with that, so I don't know where that came from. I asked her about that and she just said I'm trying to relive my high school days and no guy would want a woman that runs around in the woods with arrows and then pounces like a child in a tutu in adult beginners ballet class. Could I have been more polite? Sure, but she annoyed me. I told her to fuck off and I left the room. Now, she's telling everyone what an asshole I am and that she was only trying to give me advice because I'm immature and will be single forever if I don't get my shit together. It's been almost a week and now, she's got some of the ladies on her side and they're side-eyeing me, one even twirled like a ballerina, badly, behind my back as I was leaving the lunchroom. With so many people agreeing with her, I need to double-check if I was right to tell her what I did. Did I overreact? Was I the asshole in the situation? Am I the a-hole for bumping into a woman holding a baby in the lazy river? I was at a water park last week and my friends and I went into the lazy river. To my knowledge, I thought you were meant to lay in the tube with your belly facing up and just kinda let the water push you through the course freely. This particular lazy river has certain areas that move much faster than others, so I found it difficult to maintain control and avoid bumping into other tubes as much as I'd like. There was a woman, without any tube, just walking slowly in the lazy river holding a baby. Unfortunately, the course of the water pushed my tube right behind her. I tried to paddle myself away, but the current and other tubes now up behind me prevented me from being able to move myself. I ended up nearly right up behind her, bumping into her a couple times with my tube. She turns to me and shouts right in my face, "You're bumping into me and I'm holding a baby and I wasn't expecting it," so I panicked and apologized and said I can't control it, and started clawing at the concrete to try and stop myself, but I couldn't. I feel like I may be TA for this here, because I argued back rather than finding a solution that actually helped in that moment. I feel like a huge asshole and complete idiot. I keep replaying the events in my head. What should I have done differently? Should I have tried to get out of my tube to stop myself? I also feel like that would have bumped her more as I'm trying to get myself out of a big tube in a crowded part of the lazy river. I can't stop thinking about this interaction. Am I the a-hole for telling someone I never desired a daughter and didn't try for a girl? Weird question, but I have 4 sons. They are 14, 12, 8, and 4. The older 2 are biological and the younger 2 were adopted after a birth complication made us infertile. I was at the park over the weekend with my younger 2 boys. I got to chatting with another couple and mentioned that I had 4 boys. She said something like, "Oh, you poor thing. I wanted a girl too, but he," pointing to her husband, "didn't want to have a third." I told her that I didn't try for a girl and that if I wanted a girl we could have put that in our adoption paperwork, but we didn't have a gender preference. I had no strong desire for a girl and love having sons, so she has no reason to feel sorry for me. It rubbed me the wrong way that she said poor thing. Like my boys aren't good enough for me, and she said it right in front of them. They already have to field questions about being adopted. They shouldn't have to feel bad about their gender too, you know? Anyway, the lady got upset, told me I was being rude for no reason, and walked away. I spoke to my sil about it and she also felt I didn't handle it correctly. She has 3 girls and 1 boy and said it is just a normal thing people comment on. She said people will tell her that her son is going to be feminine because he only has sisters and she just shrugs it off, so I should have done the same. Am I the a-hole for not giving my husband food if it was made with a blender that he was mad about me buying? I bought myself a nice blender. I work part-time at home and also watch the young kids that are too young for preschool. Due to me staying home I cook a lot, which I enjoy, so it's not a big. Now the issue is that he was pissed how much the blender was at $125. This annoyed me greatly since I used my fun money for it and it is a household tool even if he won't use it. I thought we were over it, but I pulled it out again to make a smoothie and he made more comments about a waste of money and stupid buy. I had the conversation with him about the whole situation again. He made more comments next time I took it out and I had enough. Now every time I make something using a blender I don't give him any. It came to a head today. I made a soup and I used the blender. I told him I used the stupid blender to make it so he can't have any and make his own food. This caused a huge argument and he thinks I am a petty jerk, but I have told him so many times to not call my purchases a waste. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife she has to stay home to watch the kids until she replaces the nanny she fired because I work from home? My wife Danielle 33 has a job that requires her to go into the office every day. I 42 work from my home office. We have 2 children 2/4. We had a nanny, Esme, whom we hired after we moved to this city for my wife's job. We do not have family in this city. Esme was with us since we got here 6 months ago. She was excellent at her job and she was a pleasant person in general. Danielle got it into her head that Esme was going to try and get me away from her. She fired her. It was a ridiculous assertion. I love my wife. But she insisted. She then proceeded to kibosh any nanny that the agencies sent. Even the male one because she thought it was weird to have a male nanny. She wants me to watch the kids since I'm home anyway. I said that there was no way that was happening. I bring home 65% of our income. I cannot watch the kids and work. I have dealt with this temporarily by inviting my parents to stay with us so they can watch the kids. Danielle hates this. She likes my folks but she doesn't like having them here 100% of the time. However, neither her mom or dad are able to help. I told her that if she wants my parents to go home she either has to replace our nanny or she has to stay home to watch the kids. She says that I'm in a hole for devaluing her work and expecting her to watch the kids because she's the woman. I'm not. I think she created this situation and it's her responsibility to deal with it.